Welcome to my first Logging the Backlog video. In this video, I'm taking a look at what I've played over the last month. I call it Logging the Backlog because, like many gamers, I have a very substantial backlog. So I look at these videos as logging what I've been playing as I slowly get through that backlog. So let's see what I've been playing for the month of April, 2022. To start, let's look at games I've completed this month. This can either mean that I've completed the story of a game, achieved all the trophies or achievements of the game, or just moved on from it. This month I have two games that fall in this category. Number one is Stikbold, a dodgeball story. I completed both the story and earned the platinum trophy for this game. It's a dodgeball game that has a kind of wacky, fun vibe to it. It's a great game to play with friends and family all on the same couch so you can achieve dodgeball dominance in all the wacky ways this game offers. Number two is AVICII Invector. This is a rhythm game that features the music of the late electronic artist AVICII. I was finally able to get the last trophy that I needed for this game, which was getting 75% perfect scores in a song, and then wound up earning the platinum because of it. If you like rhythm games or the music of AVICII, it's definitely worth a look. The music is a lot of fun to listen to as you play, the visuals are nice, but the game is a bit finicky, and I found the three-dimensional spinning of the game to be a bit disorienting, especially at higher difficulties. Also, if you're in the variety, you're not really going to find that here. I enjoyed the music, but even then, only having the music of one artist just felt a little lacking for a rhythm game. So those are the games that I completed for this month. Next, I will focus in on the games I've been playing through the story of. There are three games that I've been currently working through. Number one is Stardew Valley. Before I started this channel, I tried my hand at streaming on Twitch, and I was going through the story for the first time on stream. And Stardew Valley, for those who don't know, is a farming game with a number of RPG elements. I could say that I have completed Stardew Valley, as I was able to get the 100% completion that the game keeps track of, but I still will be playing the game to try to finish out the last few trophies that I have to earn for the game, and honestly, it's a kind of game that I might come back to even if I do get all the achievements. Number two is Ashen. Ashen is a Souls-like game that I started in April. You're in a world that has this battle between light and darkness going on, and the source of light is called the Ashen, which was just reborn, giving kind of new hope to this dark, desolate world that the game takes place in. You are tasked with protecting it from the darkness and doing a bunch of quests for those you meet along the way to help the light overtake the darkness. I'm probably about 2/3 through the game if I had to guess, maybe even 3/4, but I'm not really sure. I have been enjoying with my time with it, but I'm not in love with it. I like Souls-like games, and this one is competent. I like the fact you have a companion with you as you're exploring. I also like seeing how the settlement develops over time as you complete quests and find new characters throughout the game. On the other side, the story doesn't really grab me. It tends to feel a little generic. The art style makes everything feel a bit unmemorable because it has this minimalist style, and the combat can be a bit stiff feeling. If you're really wanting another Souls-like game after finishing some of the more well-known ones, you can give it a look. You may enjoy it, or it just may lack compared to some of the more popular titles out there. Number three is Wolfenstein 3D. I'm old when it comes to gamers, and remember playing Wolfenstein when it was on a physical disc. It's the grandfather of the first-person shooter genre, and to be honest, it's still a fairly solid experience today. I mainly started playing this to get footage for a future recommendation video, so you can keep an eye out for that. But honestly, I'm really kind of surprised at how well it holds up. I mean, it's obviously very retro and not necessarily at all like a lot of the first-person shooters of today, but it's still a tense, fun experience that gives you a little bit of challenge. So I do still like it. The last category are games that I've been playing online. These are games that don't necessarily have a story and are games I play off and on through the month. Number one here is Fortnite. Everybody knows Fortnite, right? It's still one of my most played games. I play it with family, and occasionally we'll do a solo match or two here and there. I really enjoy the zero build mode that's been introduced in Chapter 3 Season 2, and I've continued to play it, trying to do quests and level up through the battle pass, and really enjoy my time doing that. Number two is Splitgate. Splitgate is a free-to-play online multiplayer first-person shooter game, more in the mold of Halo with a bit of Unreal Tournament sprinkled in. I just recently finished out the battle pass for beta season 1 and will be looking forward to the next season. It's maybe not the most polished graphically in terms of the first-person shooter genre, but really I've enjoyed the gameplay and just the fun, fast, kind of more arena-ish feel to it. It's been a lot of fun to play for something a little bit different, getting out of the battle royale type of game out there. Number three is Brawlhalla. Brawlhalla is a free-to-play fighting game kind of similar to Super Smash Bros., but with mostly original characters making up its roster. It's well done, but is kind of grindy, and I'm not a big fan of their battle pass or premium currency values. I think their currency is really high and their battle pass is really hard to get through. I'm mainly playing this off and on still to get 3 of the legends up to level 25 or more for one of the few trophies that I need still for that game. And then number 4 here, and my last game that I'm mentioning, is Gems of War. Gems of War is a match 3 puzzle RPG game, kind of like Puzzle Quest, if you remember that game from way back, or there's still some more modern ones like Marvel Puzzle Quest that are out today. It's got a lot of content now in 2022. It's been out for now 8 years. It can be a little hard to get into. It is one of those games that has so much to do that you can be grinding for quite some time to even unlock all that's available, let alone progressing in some of those in any meaningful way. It's definitely a game that kind of has that mobile game feel with a lot of microtransactions and such. I played on PlayStation 4, but I think it is also available on mobile, so it definitely does have that mobile feel in kind of the bad way. Lots of microtransactions, lots of offers and things like that constantly getting tossed at you. But despite all that, I still think it's a pretty solid game if you like the genre. It's one of those games that if I get into, I can easily drop a lot of time without really realizing it, because you're just like, oh, well, I just want to do one more match and one more match and one more match. And yeah, so if you like that kind of game, it's definitely one to look into, but it could be a little overwhelming, so be aware. That's what I've been playing for April of 2022. I feel like my games were a little all over the place, but if I'm being honest, that's pretty normal for me. What have you been playing? I'd love to hear from you in the comments about what games you've been playing. Have you been playing new releases, old favorites, or are you too trying to dig out of your backlog?